This is Business Live from BBC News with Mariam Mashiri and Sally Bundok.
The Turkish President Erdogan has secured another term in office and assumes sweeping new powers.
Live from London, that's our top story on Monday, the 25th of June. But investors are worried about how much control the Turkish government has over the economy and the level of borrowing by businesses. Also in the programme, China beefs up its financial buffers for a possible trade war, freeing up billions of dollars in its banking system to cushion the blow of a slowing economy. Also coming up, we'll have the latest from the markets.
And many of us have found love with the swipe of a screen. But do dating apps respect our cultural and religious needs? So we're going to find out about an app that helps Muslims find a match and is used by 500,000 people worldwide. So today we're asking, have you found love online? Tell us your dating disasters or dreams, or do you avoid it like the plague? Either way, it is big business. Use the hashtag BBC BizLive.
The dating apps, they've transformed the way we find our match, but it's not always straightforward, especially if you have specific cultural, language and religious requirements.
So, in comes muzmatch. It's a free dating app dedicated to helping Muslims find a partner more easily.
Yes, it's been active for just 3 years, but now 500,000 people use it around the world. But the founder reckons there's potential for more.
There are around 1.8 billion Muslims globally, and of these, muzmatch estimates 300,000 to 400,000 are single and marriageable.
The app aims to respect Islamic traditions but use modern technology, which has moved on, of course, with smartphones.
Well, let's quiz the co-founder. Is Shahzad Younas, who set up the app because he said it was common in his community to struggle to find a partner, someone who's compatible on many, many levels. Welcome to Business Live.
Hello.
Morning.
Now, I must admit, I sort of initially thought there's already apps for those in the Muslim community who are trying to find a partner. Why do we need another one, and why do you think yours is going to be more successful?
Yeah, I think it comes down to the quality of a lot of these apps and platforms that were out there. I mean, you obviously have the offline methods, but looking to the current online methods, a lot of them hadn't really moved on in the last 10 years. You know, they were quite old, they're quite awkward and quite expensive to use. So for a lot of people, they wanted something new. Remember, this is the new generation of Muslims, but the new generation who are using Snapchat, Instagram, a lot of these big social media apps. So they know a high quality app when they see one. And when they look to call it Muslim offerings for serving this particular need, they found that actually it was a real step behind in terms of technology and the security that was involved.
The interesting thing about your app is that it allows parents or family members to chaperone people who use it so they can, you know, read messages and be part of the conversation. However, I do wonder whether very traditional Muslim families wouldn't just prefer their kids to find a suitable boy or girl or, you know, what have you, husband or wife, in a more traditional method. I mean, how open do you think Muslim communities are to finding love online?
Yeah, I think attitudes are definitely changing, and this is something that we've seen both here and also, you know, with Muslims abroad. You know, the need is so great for so many people and for so many families. They really do struggle to find a suitor for their son or daughter. And that's where online really complements that search. So for some people, totally agree, they'll say, oh, online is quite new, it's not really for me. But actually, when they realise how difficult it is to actually find a partner, they actually look at every means that they can, and online and muzmatch as an app really serves that.
How do you make sure it's secure? Because that's the fear on the part, I would imagine, of the person who's looking for a match, but also the parents of that person.
Of course, yeah. With any online service, security is so important, and it's something that we've designed and implemented in our design from day one. So, for example, everyone that registers on our app, we force them to take a manual security selfie, and a member of our team will actually check, does that match up with the photos they provide? Do all the other information really match up as well?
And what about the international aspect? You mentioned that. If I wanted to date someone from a different country, do you have that kind of international global reach?
Exactly. So, you know, we have members from 190 different countries, and for us, you know, we've had, thankfully, 15,000 people around the world who've actually found their partner through muzmatch. So we've had weddings in about 120 different countries now.
And have you had people who found a partner in another country?
Exactly that.
Give me an example.
We've had people from Indonesia and various parts of Asia marrying. We've had people right across Europe, so the UK and Germany. We've had couples. Our recent couple, we had somebody from Chicago actually fly to someone in Leeds and get married. So it's crazy hearing and seeing the real stories that we've had.
And did you start out as an app maker? Where did you start out?
No,
What's
I
your
was,
story?
So I was in investment banking for about 10 years and then had the idea and it really kind of played on my mind. And
that's
actually,
the key, it's the idea, Sally.
Exactly.
It's the idea.
The idea eats at you.
I wish I could have an idea like this.
Exactly. And I thought if I don't do it, somebody else will. And for me, I was really passionate about this kind of space.
So what do you think is the key to success to finding a long-term partner in the Muslim community? What's important?
Yeah, I mean, look, there are a lot of challenges for a lot of Muslims because, like you mentioned at the start of the piece, you know, you're looking for someone who you're compatible with, both on a religious perspective, maybe there's culture and tradition, but also basic, you know, compatibility and personality. So there are a lot of factors at play. For a lot of people,
same thing as finding love anywhere.
Exactly.
What you're describing is
exactly
any kind of love match.
Exactly. I think probably you'd argue in the Muslim community there's a bit more of a family involvement, and there's a bit more of that aspect to take care of, if you will. So one thing that, you know, I think with muzmatch, what we've allowed people to do is really express themselves on all those kind of veins and really match up along those same veins as well. So you really do find someone who is compatible on all those different aspects.
All right, Yunas, thank you so much. I found my husband online, by the way, but not a Muslim. Wait,
it does work.
He's British, but English, I mean.
Thanks very much for coming in. Thank you very much for coming in. It's always complicated. Right.